Bobbies, I'm Nadia Razzaq.
And I'm Isabella Bernabeo, and today is Election Day, November 8th.
We're here today to give you some information about the midterm elections, voting in person, some of the races to watch for this election day, and more. So let's get into it.
This election decides who will take control of the House and Senate. Ordinarily, the opposite party of the sitting president is elected, meaning the GOP may get control.
Yeah, the New York Times released this morning, actually, that voter surveys suggest Republicans are favored to take back the House and potentially the Senate. But so many races are toss-ups that several outcomes are still possible, and that's according to Nate Cohen, the Times chief political analyst. This is definitely apparent where we live. We've seen that in a lot of races around the country as well as locally. The race for Congress for the 49th District is extremely close. It's been declared as a toss-up election by the Cook Political Report.
There are also a number of propositions on the ballot that voters need to be cognizant of. For example, we have Proposition 31 that will ban specific tobacco flavors. We have Prop 1, which is supporting reproductive freedom. Prop 28, which will add additional funding for the arts and music in public schools. Proposition 26 will allow in-person sports wagering on tribal lands. And Prop 30 will use additional personal income tax to prevent wildfires and air pollution.
Additionally, we have some school board elections happening locally for CUSD. In Area 1, we've got two candidates, Michelle Ward and Sharon McKeeman. We also have in Area 4, Jen Fornow and Gretchen Verbeff. And lastly, in Area 5, Kathy Rawlings and Scott Davison. There are 3 seats open for this election for school board. And that's definitely one to be watching today. We can tell how close these races are going to be with all the prominent political figures also being out there advocating for their party. President Joe Biden actually recently visited Miracosta College, just a couple miles away from Sage Creek High School, to advocate for Representative Mike Levin. Additionally, former Secretary Hillary Clinton and Vice President Kamala Harris have been out on the campaign trail, most notably for Governor Kathy Hochul in New York City. Additionally, former President Donald Trump has been campaigning in Florida for Senator Marco Rubio, as well as Senator candidate Mehmet Oz. So obviously this election is very critical, very close, and we have all these prominent figures coming out here to, help their party.
You can drop off your ballot at Dove Library today. There's a box there for you. You can vote in person at Alga Norte Community Park, Calavera Community Park, as well as local schools like Calavera Hills Middle School and Auberry Oaks Elementary School.
Additionally, you might be getting some phone calls today. People are phone banking actively, just being sure that people are getting out there to vote. We definitely recommend doing it as soon as possible, because then when those people do call, you can tell them you already voted. And that way they'll just stop bothering you. So that's a really good way to get rid of those sort of quote-unquote spam calls, even though they're not really spam, but you know what I mean. But it's definitely important to, pick up that phone today and just let them know you're good, that you're voted.
Today, you will most likely see a bunch of candidates out on the streets roaming around trying to advocate for themselves as well as their supporters. Today in front of Sage Creek High School, we did see one of the candidates for the school board, Scott Davison, advocating to make sure he gets those votes for today. So, if you see them around, make sure you try and go and talk with them and learn their goals and what they plan to do for our districts.
Yeah, that's definitely important to, talk with these people, see what their goals are, what their priorities are. Additionally, doing research before you go in to, fill out that ballot. I definitely recommend researching a couple of the candidates just to be sure that you know who you're voting for. Right now in Carlsbad, there's actually a flood watch. It's supposed to start raining at 10 a.m. There's a 90% chance, and it should be raining actually all day. Literally, it says until 12 a.m. So please be, aware of that and just be sure you're making a plan. All right, Bobbies, you know what you have to do. You have to pre-register to vote. You can start that at the age of 16, and that way you can vote when you're 18 for the 2024 presidential election, one that is seemingly up in the air as we're not quite sure who's going to be running. There are a couple of rumors that Donald Trump might be running again, but honestly, we don't really know that much. So just be ready for that election. Be sure you're pre-registered to vote, and you can do that at sdvote.com. And additionally, if you can vote today, if you're 18, so some of our seniors out there, we definitely recommend going out to the polls. No matter who you're supporting, it's really important to just, share your opinions and make sure you're heard by your government. All right, Bobbies, that's all we have for you today. Remember, just go out there and vote. You can also check out an article at The Sage that we released yesterday about President Biden's visit, also giving some inspiration to vote, as he's really looking for young voters to get out there and, share their voice. So thank you for listening today. Go vote. This has been Nadia, Razzaq
and Isabella Bernabeo
reporting for
The Sage.